18 ministerial nominees sent to the Senate by the President scaled through. A nominee, Mr. Rotimi Amaechi's screening was deferred owing to a petition by the Integrity Group, an organization dedicated to promoting transparency in Nigerian politics. The organization cited unanswered questions regarding financial misappropriation of Mr. Amaechi's administration during his governorship of Rivers State. Is he deserving of being a minister of the Federal Republic or not? Tweeted us. The President withdraws the ministerial nomination of Ahmed Ibeto from Niger State and replaced with another. 27 states request for a collateralized loan of 10 billion naira as the government concretized plans to fix the bad roads in the country. Is this the beginning to a new turn for the country's infrastructure? The government plans to stop importation of rice for 2 years. What if the commodity gets in anyway? It's a $3 billion market. Data feeds still coming through one place simultaneously. We are also tracking crime stories as well. The EFCC's questions Mr. Gabriel Suswam, the former governor of Benue State, in connection with the ongoing corruption investigation. He is not the only one. Mr. Omadachi Oglobia, his former finance commissioner, was also questioned by the EFCC. Is the fight against corruption deepening in Nigeria? What if they are found to have misappropriated state funds? What next? Troops on a cordon and search operation in Okene town, Kogi State, central Nigeria, were attacked by some suspected terrorists. The troops responded and 2 of the attackers were killed. 1 soldier also died in the attack and another was wounded. A second attack on the conflict state in just 1 month. What does this mean to the government and its forces? Data feeds all coming through in one place simultaneously. What are your thoughts? The insurgents strike at a mosque, killing scores. Several others are injured in Maiduguri. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo led some Colombian security experts to meet with President Muhammadu Buhari to share the experience in combating terror. The former president says that Nigeria needs to learn how Colombia had survived insurgency for more than 50 years. Lawmakers in the House of Representatives say that there is a need to ensure that the federal character is reflected in 10,000 new police officers recruitment expected to tackle crime. Already, in some parts of the country, in Edo State, for example, the police, helped by local hunters, have rescued 3 kidnapped victims who were abducted on their way from Lagos. Also, a tragic murder of the managing director of Lekki Free Trade Zone. Can the state government get the murderers? A manhunt has already been set through. It's prime time here in Lagos, and this is State of the Nation. I am Gimba Umar. This is State of the Nation. Information still coming through, as you can see right behind me, on all our social media platforms, channelstv.com, youtube.com/channelsweb, tweet at Gimba003. Let's know your thoughts on the subject. The screening of the ministerial nominees held under a relaxed atmosphere, although some nominees were grilled and had to respond to a series of questions pertaining to their respective backgrounds. Mr. Udo Udoma, a 2-time senator and former chief whip, was the first to be screened. He responded to a few questions before being asked to take a bow and leave. He emphasized the stimulation of the private sector and creation of an environment needed for domestic and foreign investment to thrive. Mr. Fayemi, Dambazal, Adamu and Jibril spent more time before the Senate. They were faced with several questions. Mr. Fayemi spoke on varying issues, including his tenure as Ekiti State Governor, education, poverty and inequality, foreign policy and international security. Mr. Dambazal, a former chief of army staff, dwelt mainly on security and the challenges confronting the Nigerian military. He's expected to head the defense ministry. Suleiman Adamu made a case for the development of Abuja satellite towns. Mr. Onu and Audu Ogbe easily scaled through the process, with Mr. Ogbe dazzling the senators with his in-depth knowledge of the agricultural sector. The appearance of Lai Mohammed, the APC spokesman, was most dramatic. His arrival was greeted with loud cheers from senators, mostly from the APC. They screamed, "Bow and go," before Mr. Ndume moved a motion that Mr. Mohammed be cleared without being grilled on the floor of the Senate. Mr. Ndume asked the minority leader, Godswill Akpabio, to second the motion, eliciting laughter in the chamber. Mr. Akpabio said that though he wished that he could second the motion without any amendments, but that he would not want Mr. Mohammed to go without dropping a propaganda. In two separate interviews, one with Mr. Kemi Balogun and Chief Richard Akinjide, both senior advocates of Nigeria, and beginning with Chief Richard, we, among other things, asked how critical it is for this country, Nigeria, that the new ministers should be given the full support by Nigerians, and patience, he says, is the watchword. Chief Richard Akindele, we want to thank you so much indeed for coming on State of the Nation.
Thank you very much.
Let's begin by getting your thoughts on the new ministers that we have. We've waited for 4 months. In your view, do you think that the 4 months of wait is worth the while?
Your guess is as good as mine. I don't know why it took so long. The president is excellent. He must have his reasons. And I don't want to speculate on his reasons. But in our own time, it was never late like that. I had the privilege of being in the federal government twice. At the first time as a federal minister of education. And it didn't take much time at all. And the second time as Attorney General. At the first time I was refused. They wouldn't confirm me because of the problem of 12 true thought, which was very controversial. The matter went to court and then Supreme Court. And then some people are not very happy about it. But the truth is that I agreed the case. I didn't deliver the judgment. It is the court who delivered the judgment, which had the final say. In any event, what they are doing is not unusual. They do the same thing in America. In America, it's very stringent, but the committees are very powerful. Once the committee confirms, it's very, very unusual to ask the Senate to refuse. So I have my respect for our senators. We have excellent people among them who have been doing very well. And let us thank them, let us praise them, and let us hope that very soon we will soon know their portfolios and then see them on the launching pad.